Hello my lovely people and welcome back to my channel. For today's video I have a little reading vlog for you all. Unlike my usual reading vlogs, this one is not dictated by time, so it's not going to be a weekend reading vlog, a weekly reading vlog, a 24-hour reading vlog, even though we all know I love those. This one is going to be a vlog dedicated to a single book, and you will know from the title by now that that book is The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue by V.E. Schwab. And if you've been following me for a little while, you will know that I have been meaning to read this for so long. I have been anticipating it since it was first talked about. I've had it on every TBR for the last like 3 or 4 months, but for some reason I keep putting it aside. But today that is all going to change. I'm finally going to delve into the world of Addie LaRue and read my first physical V.E. Schwab book. Like I've said in other videos, I have listened to a couple of audiobooks for her middle grades, City of Ghosts and Tunnel of Bones I think, but I've never read any of her writing and I'm so excited to see what I think of her style. I've heard very mixed reviews about this book. I've heard some people love it and other people really can't get to grips with it because it's too slow for them, but I do usually like a slow book as long as it's done well, so fingers crossed I'm gonna like this one. I did put up a poll on Twitter asking if this should be a spoiler vlog or a non-spoilery vlog, and it was close. It looks like people want a spoiler reading vlog, which is what I had assumed because most people have read this by now. I am very late to the party, so it makes sense that you get more of my thoughts after reading it rather than a more vague vlog, if that makes sense. So yeah, this is going to be a spoiler filled reading vlog, so if you've not read the book or if you don't want spoilers of any kind, then maybe click onto one of my other videos. I have some other ones that you might enjoy. But yeah, basically I don't know how long it's going to take me to read this book. I don't know if it's going to take me a while. Some people said it took them a while because it was slow, other people raced through it, so we shall see. I am in a huge reading mood at the moment, so I'm hoping I can get through this quite quick. So yeah, this could be a reading vlog for a couple of days or it could be more. We don't know, but we will find out together. This is on my January TBR. Like I said, it's been on my TBR for a few months now, and if you watch my January TBR you'll know that I'm taking part in the Friends readathon this month hosted by Tyra and the Books, and I am so excited about that. If you don't know the Friends readathon that Tyra set up, she has basically put different prompts for each character, so she's got 4 for each character and they're all made up of 4 of their most iconic quotes. So for this one I have got Phoebe. Her quote is, "Oh, I wish I could but I don't want to," and the prompt for that is to read a book that you keep putting off. So this one is perfect. And today we are finally going to read it. I am so excited. I'm really hoping to love this, but I'm worried that I'm going in with so much hype that I'm not going to love it, but we shall see. The storyline really intrigues me. It follows a young woman called Addie LaRue, obviously, and in the year 1714 she makes a deal with someone to live forever, but with the caveat that she will be remembered by none. So she goes through her life living and never being remembered by people that she meets, until one day she sees Henry in a bookshop and he remembers her. And then drama ensues. And yeah, I'm so excited to get stuck into this world and hopefully love it. I am going to go and get cozy now and get started. Okay, I've not even started reading yet, but I just took the dust jacket off of this book and look at it, look at it. I'm sorry, but how absolutely stunning is this book? I can't get over it. I just can't. It's beautiful. But anyway, I'm gonna start reading now. Okay, so I've just finished the first chapter of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and so far it is a good first chapter. I am hooked. I want to know more about Addie LaRue. I want to know more about her life. There's like a little prologue at the start which is from 1714 where it looks like she's maybe running away from her wedding, maybe one she's been forced into or something, and I'm assuming that's what makes her decide that she wants to strike this deal. I don't know. So far it's really intriguing. It just seems like it's going to be so sad. Like that first chapter already has me like so emotional. Like her life just sounds so lonely and so sad, and she sounds so sad, and it sounds like maybe this deal is something that she regrets because she's already like talking about how she wishes it could be different and she wishes people could remember her, and like it's clear that she's not got, obviously she can't have any proper connections or relationships in her life, and it just seems so sad. And I'm only 1 chapter in, so I don't know how much more sad this book is going to get, but I don't know if I'm ready for it. Hello, so I have just passed the 50-page mark of The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and this book is heartbreaking. Like, right now we've just seen sort of how she makes the deal with the darkness, or like the gods that answer after dark, who you're never supposed to make deals with, according to a very knowledgeable woman in her village. But she makes a deal with her anyway, because makes a deal with this darkness anyway, because she's so distraught. She's been forced into a marriage with a man a lot older than her, and all she really wants is her own life. She wants to travel, she wants to see things, she wants to be able to make her own decisions, her own choices. But obviously, living in the 1700s, she is a woman, and all women are supposed to do is get married and produce more children, and she doesn't want to do that. So she's been forced into a marriage with a man she doesn't want to marry. Her mum's telling her it's her duty. Her dad's telling her that she will learn to love him. All of that jazz. And obviously that she doesn't want that. She is completely heartbroken that this is going to be her life. She thinks it's such a waste. She's going to have no time to do anything that she ever wanted to do. So she runs from the wedding into the woods, and she prays for someone to help her and get her out of it. And she tells this darkness that she doesn't want to belong to anyone. She wants more time, or like infinite time, to do all the things that she wants and see the world and everything. And he says he won't do it because if it's infinite time, then he'll have to wait too long to like get his part of the deal. So she says, you want an ending, then take my life when I am done with it. You can have my soul when I don't want it anymore. Which I feel like needs to be explained a little bit more, because does that mean you could take my life when I don't want it? Does that mean every time she's done with someone he can have it? Or, because otherwise he's still going to have to wait till the end of her life, which is like infinite, to get her soul. So I don't know, I'm a little bit confused. I'm hoping that's going to be explained a bit more. But after that, she wakes up and she runs back to her parents, and they don't recognise her. And her mum's terrified of her and telling her to get out of her house and that they have no child. And it's all just very, very heartbreaking. And basically Addie's whole life so far has just been miserable. She had a little bit of a spark where she got to go travel a little bit with her dad when he was like selling at markets, but then when she got to like the age of 12, she was told she wasn't a child anymore, and because she is female she can't do that. She should be at home getting ready to marry or whatever. She shouldn't be out seeing the world. That's not for women. So yeah, she's actually just been sad since the age of 12, and just so like restricted, and just wants to know more and do more. And now it's just going to get even sadder because she's going to have no one in her life. And I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I feel like I'm really enjoying it, and I think it's actually quite fast paced, to be honest, so far. I feel like we're finding everything out really quickly. But then I guess because we've now found that out, maybe there's just going to be this huge spiel of her going through her years not really doing much. I don't know. But I am really enjoying it so far. I'm just worried that the whole thing's just going to be sad. And I don't want to be sad. I don't know, we'll see. I'm enjoying it so far, so yeah. Okay, so I'm back with another update. I'm now on page 78 of the book, and I'm still really, really loving it. I'm really enjoying V.E. Schwab's writing style, which is something that I was obviously trying to find out for reading this book. I wasn't sure if I was going to gel with her writing or not, but I really, really love it. I think she's a beautiful writer. She's got so much imagery in there, and I love imagery. Some people don't like that. They don't like flowery, lyrical, descriptive writing, but I do. I love it. So I'm really enjoying that. I'm really enjoying how she's like exploring what like the curse means for Addie, and like not just that people forget her, that all objects and everything forget her as well. Like, there was a line, there's been a few already, I'm assuming there's going to be quite a few, but so yeah, she's like on the sofa having like a drink of wine or something, and she drops it, and like a little bit lands on the cream sofa. But it says, she does not curse, does not spring to her feet, fetch club soda and a towel. She simply watches as the stain soaks in and through and disappears, as if it was never there, as if she was never there. And then there was other bits like where if she tries to write anything down, she'll get like 2 words down and then the words will just disappear as if she was never there as well. So there can be like no mark of her ever having been there, nothing, and no one can ever remember her. And I just think the way she's exploring that is so interesting. I'm sure there's going to be loads more images like throughout the book for that I just think are so beautifully written. I'm really enjoying that part of the novel. And I'm really enjoying at the moment sort of like the different timelines, so it's like flipping back from, at the moment it's just doing really 2 timelines. So it's the one where like back in the 1700s when she first started with this curse, and she obviously started like before she made the deal, and then it's like slowly going forward and we're seeing like how she comes to terms with it, and then it'll flip to 2014, which I'm assuming is like present day, and how her life is there and how it's different, how she's obviously making the most of her deal now, of her situation. And I'm assuming, I don't know, I'm assuming that first timeline is going to slowly keep going forward until it converges with the present timeline, but I don't know, that's just what I'm assuming from reading it so far. Only 75 pages in, like I said, and it's like 540 pages or something altogether, so not too far through it just yet, but yes, really enjoying it so far. I don't know at what point people thought it started to get slow, so I don't know if they read like the first 100 pages and enjoyed it and then it got slow for them or not, but so far the pacing's great in my opinion, and yeah, I'm just totally getting sucked into the story. Okay, so I've just finished the first part of the book, so I've just passed page 100 and I'm loving this book. Honestly, I don't know, maybe it's still going to get boring and it's still going to get slow, but so far I just think it's really well paced and it's absolutely beautifully written. The story is beautiful, the story is haunting, I just am loving it. And we've just met Henry, who's the boy who I'm sure is going to remember her, but she's just gone into a bookstore that she's found and he is working there, and when she sees him, he is this dream that she's built up in her head since she was young of the stranger with black curly hair and green eyes, and he is like the one man that she might fall in love with because she had no interest in love or anything like that, and he started off just as like a companion for her to talk to in her thoughts and everything, and then she used to dream of what they could be together and things like that. And Henry in the bookstore looks exactly like this stranger that she has built up in her mind. So I don't know if that's going to have something to do with how he can remember her or what, I really don't know. But I'm so excited to see what happens next. The next part is called The Darkest Part of the Night. So, doesn't bode well really, does it? But yeah, I'm just really excited to keep reading this. I think it could be a new fave.
Yeah.
So it is the next day, and as you'll have seen, I spent this morning reading a little bit more of Addie LaRue. I'm now on page 142 and I am loving this book. I think it's so beautifully written and I'm absolutely loving the storyline, everything about it. I think it's beautiful. We have now been introduced to a second perspective, so we're actually getting a part of Henry's perspective, which is really good. I didn't see that coming. I thought it was just going to be Addie's the whole way through. So we got to know him a little bit better. It seems like he maybe has like a secret of his own. Like, I don't know if he's maybe made a deal as well or something, but like there's some weird secret. Like, it's like whenever he goes into a room, it's like all eyes are drawn to him. Like everyone has like a sparkle in their eye for him, and he comments on it a lot. And I don't think he's doesn't come across as like an arrogant or cocky or like self-absorbed person. So I don't see why he would comment on that as much unless it's really happening and they're like he is like drawing all these eyes to him. And then he keeps questioning if things are real. He keeps saying like, oh, she likes me but it's not real, I can have this night with them but it's not going to be real. Like, he keeps saying that, so it's like, I don't know, I feel like maybe he's made a deal to like draw people, like, I don't know what his deal is, but like part of it is that people will be drawn to him. I don't know, but I'm interested to see where that goes. I'm also loving the sexuality representation in this, because both Addie and Henry have both spoken about relationships with men and women, which is great. I think it's great that that's been put in there, that Victoria Schwab is exploring different sexualities, and also that it's not like hugely drawn attention to, like it's not like a huge thing that either of them are bisexual or whatever. It's just like they've spoken about a relationship with a man and a relationship with a woman, and that's normal, which is great. That's how I like to see it done. And then we've switched back to Addie's perspective and her in Paris after this has all just happened, and her like trying to find out sort of the boundaries of her curse and how to work within it and survive. And I'm just at the bit where it's a year on and she's speaking to like the darkness or the stranger or whatever again, about what he's done to her, and it is really interesting. It's obviously like, if you make one of those deals you have to be really, really specific with what you say about how it's will be done, because the reason that she's in this whole predicament is because she wasn't specific about what she wanted, and he took little bits of the words that she used to do this. And the fact that she said, "You can have my soul as soon as I'm done with it," he is then purposely like given her a life in which she will suffer, so that she will surrender earlier, so that he will then get her soul quicker, which is very interesting. I didn't get that until he explained it, but it's very, very good. And he's also sort of like warped her idea of freedom and not being controlled by anyone or belonging to anyone, in the sense that they will not even remember her. So of course she doesn't belong to anyone and cannot be controlled by anyone. So yeah, so if you're ever making a deal with like the darkness, make sure you're specific. But yeah, it's really interesting. It's still really, really sad. I think the sad bits are mostly, well no, like the bits that flash back to like when she first started the curse are really horrible, like they're miserable, and you feel so sorry for her and just wish you could go back. But then also the bits in the future as well are really sad, because like I said, she just can't have any connections at all. And she saw this woman that she'd had, well for her it was like a 3-month long affair, but then for the woman, Sam, every night that they spent together, Sam was spending the night with a new person that she'd never met, because obviously she didn't remember the nights before that. And then she sees Sam again, and obviously she has all these memories of the 3 months that they spent together, and Sam doesn't even know who she is, and it's so sad. But yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes. I'm hoping there's going to be some like glimmer of hope and happiness in this, because I can't keep going through this. Like I don't want it to break me the whole way through. But maybe it will. Maybe that's what, I don't know. But I'm really enjoying it, so I'm going to go and read some more. Hi friends, so I'm now on page 170 and I love this book so much. It's given me all the feels. Anyway, we've got to the bit where Addie goes back to the bookstore and Henry remembers her, and obviously in that moment it is like everything to her. He is the first person ever to utter the words, "I remember you." She has not heard that in 300 years of solitude. And anyway, they end up going for a coffee, and I feel like I might be on the right track, that he's got some sort of curse of his own about these people being drawn to him and that, because like it's from her perspective at the moment that it keeps saying that he is like searching her face for something, or searching her eyes for some sort of look, and then he like nervously asks, "What do you see when you look at me?" as if he really wants to know, like he is looking for that same thing that everyone else seems to see in him, if that makes sense. And she's just like, "Yeah, like you're good looking, blah blah," and he seems like surprised by that as well. So I don't know if they've both got like curses or deals or whatever, and that makes them then able to see through each other's. I don't know. I'm basically just spouting stuff right now, like little theories, but there's something going on there, and I'm very excited to find out what. I'm absolutely loving V. Schwab's writing style. It is beautiful. All of her description is just so pretty and nice. Nice? That's not a great word. But yeah, I feel like this could be a 5 out of 5 stars if it continues the way it is. But obviously I'm not even halfway through yet, so I have no idea what's going to happen for the rest of this book. But I have been told that it gets more and more heartbreaking, so looking forward to that. Hi friends, so it has been a couple of days since I last spoke to you. I've had some really bad pain over the last couple of days just with the chronic pain that I've mentioned before that we are still not at the bottom of or have any real treatment for, which is great. But yeah, it has been a tough couple of days, so I wasn't really reading on, definitely was not vlogging. So I'm feeling a little bit better today, so hopefully we can get some good reading done of Addie LaRue. I did, however, read a little bit more on Friday night after I last spoke to you, but because it was so late and everyone was asleep, I didn't really want to vlog in case I like woke anyone up. So I did put some notes on my phone of some things that I read that I wanted to mention, so I'm just gonna go through that now. Which is quite good because it'll be like a little refresher for me before I go back to reading, and it'll also catch you guys up. So let's see. Oh god, this list is actually kind of big. So let's see. Yeah, so I really like the idea that even though she can't like make her own mark on the world because no one can remember her, it's quite interesting how she can like plant seeds in other people and they can then bring her ideas to fruition. So she is still like making a difference, just not getting the credit for it, if that makes sense. And just there are so many scenes in this book that just really make me want to like travel more and experience more. Like there's so many things that V.E. Schwab includes that I just find so amazing, and it just makes me, like, inspires me so much to travel. Like the bit where they go to like an underground nightclub, but it's like an old subway, I think. It was just so cool. And then they also, like, their first date, her and Henry, was going to like a food market and just getting all these little bits of food and then like lying, sitting on the grass and like sharing all these different cuisines, which just sounds like the best first date ever. I also love how like we're passing through different time periods all the time, so you get different fashion senses, different like ways of life, and also it's really interesting the exploration of like gender norms throughout the different time periods. So like how things change for her, and like at the beginning if she wants to go out at all, like at night, she has to dress as a man and things like that. I just really love seeing how things are changing throughout the years, because we've still got those two timelines where one starts like when she first gets this like curse and moves on, and I'm assuming it's going to come to converge with the present day, as I've said before. That's still going on. Oh, and like there was one of the most heartbreaking scenes so far. Like this whole book is just so sad, but there was a bit where she goes back to her family home after 50 years since she left, since she went back and they didn't remember who she was, so she left. And then like it's really clear that her dad has died and her mum is still there, but she's like old and fragile, and she opens the door and obviously she doesn't recognise Addie. And there's like this line that basically says that like even though she stopped being their daughter, her mum will never stop being her mother to her. And it's just so heartbreaking. Like this whole book is just so sad, and it's beautiful, it's so beautiful, but it's so sad. Like it is giving me all the feels. And then we found out that Henry did make a deal. Thank you, I did guess that. I'm pretty sure it was pretty obvious, but yeah, Henry did make a deal, and I think it's really interesting how their deals work. So like because of like the way their deals are, it's like they work together. So obviously her way is like no one will ever remember her, but his curse is that people see exactly what they want in him. So they'll see like a really good looking guy, or like a really charming guy, or a really funny guy, whatever, and all Addie wants is for someone to remember her. So his curse works in that that's what he'll give her. He'll give her exactly what she wants, which is to remember her. Very clever. Well done, V.E. Schwab. And then the last thing I noted down was just another really heartbreaking thing that I'm assuming is how this book is going to end, and I really don't know if I can take it, which is basically that obviously Addie is going to live forever, but Henry will only have one lifetime. Like his deal is for a lifetime and that's it. He's not got like immortality or anything like that. So obviously it's going to come to a point where he's going to keep aging and he's going to die, and then the only person on earth that remembers her and can have a real relationship with her is going to die, and she's going to have to go on. And I just don't think I'm ready for that. I really don't. I don't know if I can take it. But anyway, I'm gonna go read some more, have a cup of coffee, and I will update you once I've read a little bit more. Hi friends, so I've been reading a little bit more. I'm now on page 385 and this book is still so beautiful, so heartbreaking. I just love it so much. I feel like it's maybe going to be a new favourite. We've got like a couple hundred pages left to go probably, and it has been nothing but amazing so far, so we're on the right track. It's been really nice, like the last sort of like 50 pages or so. I've been learning a lot more about Henry and like his curse or his deal that he made. And if this book teaches you anything, it's that you do not make a deal with the darkness, because it never ends up well. So obviously Henry's deal is basically he goes through life like in these different relationships at first, and people always end things with him because he's like not enough, like he's not exactly what they want, and that's why he enters into his deal where it's like he'll always be enough for people. People will always look at him and see exactly what they want. But then that becomes a problem because nothing is ever real. Everyone looks up and they have like this glassy, frosty, milky look in their eyes, and yeah, they'll just look at him and see exactly what they want. So every person that meets him will say something different because he gets into the habit of asking them, what is it that you see in me? And there'll be people who say, oh, you're so shy, oh, you're so confident, oh, you're so funny, oh, you're so serious. Like whatever they want, they will see in him. So he can never have a real relationship until he meets Addie, and that's why he's like looking for, like, I'm sure I mentioned it before, he was like looking for something in her face to see like the same look that everyone else has, and he would have been looking at her eyes to see if she had that like glassy look, which she didn't, because obviously their deals work well together. But yeah, their whole like relationship so far is just breaking me. They're so cute and so sweet, and obviously he finds out that she doesn't have a home because you can't hold on to a place if no one remembers that it was even yours to begin with. So he then says like, oh, just stay with me for now. So she's like basically moved in after a few days, and then he like clears out a drawer for her to keep her things, and of course she doesn't have things because she's never had anywhere to keep things, and if she does try to keep things, something always happens to destroy them, or like they disappear or whatever. So she's looking at this drawer that's just for her, and she puts her jacket in it, and it's honestly, this book is breaking my heart, and I honestly feel like this can only end badly. Like I'm trying to think of how it will end, and I'm assuming it'll end with Henry's death, because obviously he's only got a lifetime and she's got forever, and I don't know if it'll end with him dying and her continuing on, or if his death will make her finally surrender to Luke and end her life and give her soul up, because obviously maybe she doesn't want to live in a life where Henry's not there, the only person that would ever remember her. So I don't know, but I just feel like I'm going to be broken at the end of this book and have like the biggest book hangover ever. But we shall see. Also, in other news, I've only just realised that on the cover of the dust jacket, let me, if I can get it, there are the, I don't know if you can see, like these little dots, the little gold dots sprinkled over it, and there are 7 of them, which is of course her 7 freckles. Just noticed that. I was just staring at the book, as you do, because it's so beautiful, and I realised there are 7 dots for her 7 freckles. So yeah, just thought I'd share that. Okay, I just had to pop back on really quick because there was a line here that I just had to mention. So basically it's Henry's 30th birthday, so they're having like drinks, him, Addie, his friends B and Robbie, and they're talking about like, no he's not, he's 29. He's 29, and they're talking about the age of 29, how useless it is, and then at 30 you become an adult. And then he's like, oh, I'm pretty sure 18 is when you turn an adult. And then B says, don't be ridiculous, 18 is old enough to vote, 21 is old enough to drink, but 30 is old enough to make decisions. And that just makes me feel so much better about myself, because I'm 25 and I still in no way, shape or form have my shit together. So I feel like I've still got 5 years to kind of like become an adult. So yeah, just wanted to pop on and say that because this book is making me feel better about myself. Hi guys, so it is the next morning and I'm just sitting down to hopefully finish this book. I've got like just less than 100 pages to go and I am so scared.
I don't think I'm prepared for how much this book is going to break me. Like, it has had my heart the whole way through. I'm so emotionally invested in these characters. Like, I think V. Schwab has done such a good job of making you connect to Addie and Henry. Like, their backstories, their feelings about themselves and the world around them, the way they feel about each other. Yeah, I just feel so connected to them, and I'm really not ready to let them go. And I don't want to see them anything but happy, and as I said before, I just feel like this book can only end sad. Like, it's gonna end, surely it's gonna end with Henry's death and then Addie deciding what to do. And I'm just not ready for her to make that decision, and I'm not ready to lose Henry yet. I'm really not. So yeah, I think it's gonna be an emotional morning, but let's get to it.
Okay guys, so I've just finished The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, and I really don't like the end. I'm really disappointed, which is such a shame because obviously I have loved this book the whole way through, and I was so sure it was going to be a 5-star read for me, and for everything else in it, it would be 5 stars, but I just really did not enjoy the ending. Like, I get it. I get why she's done it. I get that, like, Addie has been a very, like, strong, stubborn character the whole way through, and I would totally understand that her character probably would take that route and go, like, down the revenge route and try and, like, play Luke its own game. I get that. And I like how obviously the whole way through she's talking about how she wants to leave a mark on the world, and now there is a whole novel about her and everyone is saying her name when she's never been able to hear anyone say her name before Henry. So I totally get all that. I think that's smart, that's clever, that's well done, but I was just hoping, not gonna lie, I was hoping for a proper heart-wrenching emotional ending. Like, I was thinking either Henry would die, because obviously by the time we find out that he only had like a year to live, so I thought he would die and then Addie would either decide to live on without him and, like, remember him and, like, I don't know, something, or she would choose to go with him, or I thought maybe she would make a deal with Luke, and obviously because he's been wanting her soul for so long, maybe she would say, you can have my soul in a lifetime if you give Henry a lifetime too, so they could live a lifetime together and then both give their souls away together at the end. That would have been nice. That would have been, like, emotional and nice, and yeah, I was hoping for something like that. And I just feel like I really loved Addie and Henry's relationship. I thought they were so sweet and I loved their connection, and I just feel like that was totally diminished at the end because Addie says, like, she wasn't even sure if it was love, if it was just contentment or something like that, and I was just like, it annoyed me because I wanted them, I was seeing them as this really like proper, like, love connected couple, and I feel like that was just ruined as if it didn't even mean that much to her in a way. I don't know. I loved it so much. It was just literally like the last 50 pages or so, I just weren't what I wanted. They were not what I wanted, and yeah, I'm a little bit disappointed. Actually, I'm really disappointed. I love this book so much and I just really hate the ending. I hate it. I just do. I might be alone in that, so do comment down below and let me know if you disagree or if you do agree, because maybe it's just me. But yeah, I just I suppose it's my fault because I was expecting something and I was, like, building something up in a way that I thought it should be, and obviously you shouldn't do that because it's up to the author. But yeah, I just wanted more, you know. I wanted to cry and I didn't. So yeah, overall I'm going to give this book a 4 stars because everything up until the last 50 pages would have been 5 stars. I just really didn't like the ending, but I don't think that's enough to, like, bring it down properly because I still really enjoyed the writing. I enjoyed the characters, I really connected to the characters. The writing style was incredible, like Victoria Schwab's imagery and, like, just some of her, like, lines are just insane. Like, I honestly have to just sit for a minute and just contemplate how beautifully written it was. But yeah, I just really didn't like the ending, so 4 stars overall. But yeah, that will conclude the end of this spoilery reading vlog for The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. As always, if you did enjoy this video, then do please give it a big thumbs up, subscribe for more bookish content from me, comment down below with any of your thoughts and feelings, and I will see you in my next one.